You Were Born Rich by Bob Proctor. Chapter 1, Me and Money. The Edgewater Beach Hotel. In 1923, at the Edgewater Beach Hotel in Chicago, eight of the world's wealthiest financiers met. These eight men controlled more money than the United States government at that time. They included the president of the largest independent steel company, the president of the largest gas company, the greatest wheat speculator, the president of the New York Stock Exchange, a member of the president's cabinet, the greatest bear on Wall Street, the head of the world's greatest monopoly, and the president of the Bank of International Settlement. Certainly, one would have to admit that a group of the world's most successful men was gathered in that place, at least men who had found the secret of earning money. Now, let's see where these men were 25 years later. The president of the largest independent steel company, Charles Schwab, lived on borrowed money for 5 years before he died bankrupt. The president of North America's largest gas company, Howard Hobson, went insane. The greatest wheat speculator, Arthur Cutten, died abroad insolvent. The president of the New York Stock Exchange, Richard Whitney, was sent to Sing Sing Penitentiary. A member of the president's cabinet, Albert Fall, was pardoned from prison so he could die at home. The greatest bear on Wall Street, Jesse Livermore, died of suicide. The head of the greatest monopoly, Ivan Kruger, killed himself. The president of the Bank of International Settlement, Leon Fraser, also died of suicide. Each of these men learned well the art of earning money, but it would seem that not one of them had ever learned how to live the rich life, which was their birthright. It is stories like this one that have caused many well-meaning but ignorant people to say, "See, I told you it is not good to have a lot of money. It's bad." Or it is just to show you that rich people really aren't happy. But of course, that is just not true. For although these eight men would appear to have slid off the track, there are many wealthy people who are very happy and who do a tremendous amount of good with their money. They live healthy, well balanced lives. Consider this: money will have a greater influence on your life than almost any other commodity you can think of. Indeed, the sudden loss or acquisition of money will affect your attitude to a tremendous extent. Therefore, you must agree that everyone should have a deep understanding of exactly what money is and the laws of governing its attraction. Yet, the sad fact is that not one person in 10 does. 95 people out of 100 settle for whatever they get, wishing they had more, all the way from the cradle to the casket, never understanding that they could actually have had all they wanted. Let me digress for a moment. As you journey through this book, you might have a tendency to let your mind wander off, either thinking about someone you know who has earned a great deal of money, or possibly about someone who has gone into bankruptcy. But I want to suggest that you attempt to keep focusing only on yourself. That you, because what someone else has or does not have is not going to affect you, and it is your financial situation that you want to improve. So in this chapter, we're actually going to be studying this first part of chapter 1, Me and Money, which is the Edgewater Beach Hotel. Now, before I read this to you on YouTube, I actually read this to myself and I took down some notes as I was reading. I felt like one of the things about books, we do not properly break them down, and sometimes we miss a lot of key nuggets. It's about the aha moments that can change your life. It's not about completing the book itself. So in this study of You Were Born Rich, we're first breaking down Edgewater Beach Hotel. And the first thing I would like you to do is define rich life. When he said in there, these people did not learn the ability to live the rich life, which was their birthright. It's your birthright too. just like it's my birthright. So we need to define what is the rich life. So if you're still a little confused at that part, I'm going to define the rich life for me. And this is how I do a lot of my philosophy studies. This is how I do a lot of my psychology studies. This is how I study myself. And this is how I start changing the way I feel about money and other things. And also understanding what are the things that I really want. So for me to define the rich life, I have to do it in a present positive moment. And I would suggest you to do that also, so you can piggyback off what I've done. The rich life for me is I am so happy and grateful. I am so happy and grateful. That is a present positive moment. And this is how you should do your goals and everything. And so you're going to probably notice your rich life is most likely what are some of the goals that you want to achieve right now. So to have that rich life, you must be in the present positive moment of, or the vibration of feeling that you have already achieved it. And so let me start again. The rich life for me is I am so happy and grateful now that I have 1,000 Cheney fabricated homes fully rented at 1,500 kwacha a month, providing affordable luxury living for single professional people. The second part of my rich life is three parts for me. It may be one for you, two for you, three for you, or it may be even more, but it's your life. Remember how he said in here, one of the most important things that you should be focused on when you're reading this book, which is, let's get to it. I want to suggest that you attempt to keep focusing only on yourself. This is your rich life, not Jason. Jason's rich life is not your life, your rich life. Your rich life is not Jason's rich life. So focus on what you want. If it's less than what I'm doing, that is okay. If it's more than what I'm doing, that is okay also. If it's equal to what I'm doing, that is okay, but it's about you. What are the things that you want? And so let's keep this focus while we're doing these study sessions together. And so the second one is I am grateful for a combined 10 million subscribers on social media, expanding the content to my new series on exploring pyramids throughout Sudan. Live streaming as I enter into locked pyramids and discovering their stories and discovering the stories that they hold. That is something that is part of my rich life also. And the third part is, and this is the trifecta for my rich life, I am so happy and grateful for fatherhood, having the privilege of ushering in a child of the Creator and to teach them how to have an understanding on our higher faculties and their higher faculties also, and to truly give them an exciting, enjoyable life. That is what the rich life is for me. So that is the first part. If you need to pause right here, just start pausing right now and start writing down. And this is what I've done on my notebook. So I'm telling you, not just talking about these, I'm doing this myself. I wrote down what the rich life is for me, and just make sure you keep it in a positive moment. And so that's why I say just piggyback off of me and use the I am so happy and grateful, I am grateful, or I am so happy, however you want to do it, but keep it in a positive moment, please. Okay. Now that you have finished that, your rich life, defining your rich life, what is money to you? Really think about that. That is something that I think is really important, because in this book, Bob says, if you ask 90, excuse me, I want to go back to his exact words. I don't want to mix anything up. He said, consider this: money will have a greater influence on your life than almost any other commodity you can think of. Indeed, the sudden loss or acquisition of money will affect your attitude to a tremendous extent. Therefore, you must agree that everyone should have a deep understanding of exactly what money is and the laws governing its attraction. Yet, the sad fact is that not one person in 10 does. 95 people out of 100 settle for whatever they get, wishing they had more, all the way from the cradle to the casket. So, what is money to you? Now, for me, and this is my definition, money for me is the conductor that transmutes my heart's desires into the physical fulfillment of that desire in my life. So money is just a tool, it's a conductor. It is helping create the switch all the way completely to my heart's desires to the actual physical fulfillment of the things that I want in my life. And so money has no control over me. And you can use this definition if it resonates with you, but if it does not, you can use your own definition. This is one of the things that I love about studying mind science, and especially studying the law of attraction. Because once you get deep into it, you're going to realize just about everything you're reading is talking about attracting to you what you want, and just some things that you can do to get there a lot easier or simpler by not making the mistakes of the person before you. So that is what we're doing here too. And let me know in the comments, how do you like this? Do you like studying this material? Remember, if you do not have a physical copy of You Were Born Rich, you can go to the Proctor Gallagher Institute here on YouTube, and there is an actual read along with you by Bob Proctor himself, and it is just in the playlist on You Were Born Rich. So if you have any questions or comments, leave those down below. If you're getting some insights from breaking down a book this way and how I actually do all of my studies, instead of me doing it alone, I'm just taking you with me as I'm going through You Were Born Rich this time around. Let me know if you like that or not. And also I'll be doing this for other books also that I study. And so you can be following those series too. I will be having those in a playlist. And just remember this, I am Jason, and success is simple once you know how.